Nice. New level up. Is there any evidence? There is, and it's not even stealing.
Neva, sit down, have a drink. So, smooth jump into the soul system? You see security hassle you?
Cut the crap, Adler, and let's make this quick. There's only so long I can stand a stink of minor sweat and stale beer.
Okay, take it easy. Here's the fleet's kickback, just like I promised.
What is this bullshit? This is half of what you promised.
No reason to get upset, sweetie. Security around Sidonia's been cracking down, and it's tough to get the Deimos marks to play ball. That means I'm spending big on bribes, covering lost shipments. This isn't exactly like running a pharmacy out here, you know.
Two things, Adler. And I will make this simple enough so even a total imbecile like yourself can understand. One, I don't give a damn about your excuses. You owe us the agreed amount on time every month. And two, you call me sweetie ever again, and I'll shove my knife so far up your ass that people will mistake you for a unicorn.
Okay, sorry, Neva. I'll make it work. Here's the rest.
That's more like it. I'll see you in a month.
Seems like a friendly person. Any other evidence lying around?
So piss off.
Okay. So, do I return the proof every time I get evidence? Or do I keep going? I'm gonna try returning the proof and see what that does for me. Because he implied that I shouldn't be talking to him ever, but maybe I am supposed to bring the proof to the other lady that we talked to. Yeah, friendly person who likes to turn other people into unicorns. That's how that works. So let's try giving the evidence, see what happens.
We have it clean, Doc. Right on the money.
If they get back to us just like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be undercover, then clearly I shouldn't be giving the evidence right away.
Captain Orion, hello. I am satisfied.
The Vigilance or flagship, where it goes.
Here you are.
New to report?
I have evidence for you. Why hold prisoners aboard the Vigilance when you could send them directly to prison?
Two reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof until this is resolved. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety and yours, we need to keep these prisoners out of the spotlight.
Okay, well I have evidence for you.
Good. The more you find, the stronger our case.
I've discovered some information about Adler Kemp.
Interesting. Looks like he's been meeting up regularly with Neva Mora to transfer goods and cash from Sidonia. Which means the Crimson Fleet's just lost one of their drop points. That should set them back a bit. Any other fragments?
That's all I have for now.
All right. Keep up the good work. I'll be here if you have any more questions.
Okay.
We hunt piracy all across the galaxy.
Okay. Pretty simple to turn in the evidence. So,
Def Marines are the best of the
probably do that whenever we get evidence. And let's see where our quest with the pirates goes now.
Pressure normalizing. Undocking complete.
Let's go back to rendezvous with Estrella at Europa. Alright. The Estrella. Rook meets King is apparently what this quest is called.
hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew.
That's what I'm here for. Darn right I am. Adler said that. I didn't know he cared. Didn't I already prove myself? Adler said that. I didn't know he cared.
You're funny. I hate funny. Remember that. So, before I put you to work, let's get everything out in the open. I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rake. I want him dead.
Consider it done. Let me think about it. What options do I have to complete this job? Want to hunt Austin Rake yourself? A medical supply ship. Why not a ship with some actual loot?
This job isn't about the loot, but I suppose every dog needs its scraps. Keep whatever worthless junk is on that ship. Just remember, the only thing that matters is that Rake dies.
Why not hunt down Austin Rake yourself?
There's a lesson in this. I need you to learn what'll happen if you decide to turn your back on the fleet. Consider it your glimpse into a possible, unfortunate future. So you'd better pay close attention.
What options do I have to complete this job?
Kill Rake? That's your only option? If you want my advice, there's only one way to guarantee he dies. Turn the Ragana into space junk. Only way to be sure.
Alright, consider it done.
It's done when Rake stops breathing. Head back here when you're finished. And don't keep me waiting for long.
This Neva Mora, her words are measured and carry weight. She is not to be trifled with.
I can be certain that Austin Rake is on the Ragana.
I've been tracking Rake for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike.
Why do you want him dead?
Rake used to run with the fleet. Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. He was a damn good earner too, brought in a ton of credits. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody runs away from the fleet.
Okay. Sounds clear. I guess we're probably just heading off somewhere else now. Find Ragana near Enceladus. Okay.
Pilot of the Ragana. We are a simple transport ship heading to New Homestead.
Then boy, do I have some bad news for you. You have a crewman on board I'm looking for. Looks like trouble found you. You've drawn the attention of the Crimson Fleet. Attack. The only place you're headed is an early grave. You have a crewman on board I'm looking for.
All right. And what are your intentions with this crewman?
UC Def. The fleet wants Austin Rake dead. I'd like to board your ship and talk about how to spare him. Or Crimson Fleet. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to open your hatch and I'm going to board. I only have one demand. Kill Austin Rake. Do that and I'll let you go. Wrong answer. Tell Austin Rake this is all his fault. Okay. Huh. So, do we go down the Crimson Fleet path, assuming there are separate paths, or do we go down UC Sys Def? I'm going to go down UC Sys Def. Hopefully this won't backfire with it getting back to the Crimson Fleet that I'm trying to work with Austin Rake.
Oh God, I do not know.
It would be wise for you to take this offer. It shows more mercy than you know.
Well, normally I would say no, but frankly it will be safer for us that way. Alright, you can dock. We will talk then.
Okay. Don't crash another ship.
We should have a talk, when you have the time, of course.
Of course, Sarah.
Airlock integrity looks good.
Let's talk to Sarah because she wants to talk. Hi there.
Let me guess. You missed me and you couldn't stay away. Handling those tricky decisions regarding Ryujin must have been difficult. In fact, I'm amazed you were able to deal with them at all. Those types of corporations remind me why I never ventured into business. I can't stand that way of life.
Not all corporations are as immoral as you make them out to be. That's understandable, not everyone's cut out for the business world. I couldn't agree more, it's disgusting. What way of life is that?
The moral ambiguity, the deceit, the avarice. Mega corporations seem to exude a complete disregard for common human decency.
Couldn't agree more, it's disgusting.
It is disgusting. And I'm pleased you recognized that Ryujin almost made a grievous error in judgment. After all, based on your recommendation, they've ceased their work on that disturbing neuroamp technology.
Neuroamp technology could have provided a non-lethal way to stop your enemy. Technology could have kept Ryujin employees' jobs secure for years to come. I'm happy you approved my decision. Why does the neuroamp technology frighten you so much?
You mean other than the fact that it can turn a free-willed human being into a mindless automaton? For you to even ask me that question means you're completely blind to the implications of that horrid device.
I'm happy you approve of my decision.
Why wouldn't I be pleased about your decision? Can you imagine if that technology had fallen into the wrong hands? The awful things you could force people to do. Oh, it's terribly frightening.
Cyberneticist, with further research, maybe safeguards to prevent that type of exploitation could have been put into place. Agreed, the negatives completely outweigh the positives. I hadn't thought of it that way. I can't even begin to fathom the repercussions. What sort of awful things are you talking about? I'm going to go with the cyberneticist option for my background, that safeguards could be put into place potentially with more research.
Perhaps. Though I wonder if Ryujin would have wanted to spend the extra funds it would take to add that layer of protection. Well, I've certainly taken up enough of your time. Thanks for letting me get that off my mind.
Of course. Now we head back here to the dock.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
I just see a bunch of people out there with guns, and it's not making me super happy. Oh, and knives. Good, good, good.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship.
Yes.
If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece.
I don't know who's listening over comms. This is safer. I just want to make sure there wasn't any real loot on board. Just tell me which one of you is Austin Rake. Attack. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to die and I'm going to enjoy it. Wow. I don't know who's listening over comms. This is safer.
That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about?
The fleet wants Rake dead. I want to resolve this without violence. Persuade. Ostenrake is a Crimson Fleet pirate. Kill him and I will let you go. Attack. On second thought, I'll just kill you and figure it out from there. Why risk your lives to protect Rake?
I will not murder a man in cold blood. You will have to kill us all first.
Fleet wants him dead. I want to resolve this without violence.
You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port.
Nice mustache. It is a good, thick mustache. As long as he agrees to turn himself into UC SysDef, deliver him to SysDef. If the fleet find out about this deal, we're both exposed. The fleet won't buy that. Someone may need to die after all. Deliver him to SysDef. The fleet find out about this deal, we're both exposed.
That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
Okay. We have successfully not killed him. It's an interesting idea to play as a pirate, but try and not do piracy. Alright, let's undock and head back and say we successfully killed him. But yes, the fact that they are giving us SysDef choices versus Crimson Fleet choices, so it looks like we do have a choice of whether we're going to do this quest line from a more system defense standpoint or a piracy standpoint, which is interesting. Oh, I need to talk to Andrea? I suppose so. I didn't notice, or I don't remember noticing that. Sure.
Enemies grab drive is taking down their engine. Enemies jump drive. Enemies shield grid is fried. They've lost grab jump capability.
Alright, you're down. Oh dear.
Enemies grab drive disabled. Target's shields are taken. Target has lost. Enemies grab drive has been disabled. Target has lost their grab drive.
Oh.
They cannot jump away. We've knocked out their shields. Target has lost their grab drive. They cannot jump away. Enemy grab drive is back up and running. Enemy taking out their target. Target grab drive is down. Their shields have been knocked. Enemy shields are down. Enemy has fixed their grab drive.
Alright.
Target's drive is disabled.
That was a lot of notifications all at once. Let's grab those random things from the ship. And you, it's pretty far away, but I will still go grab it. Yeah, ship battles are pretty chaotic in this game. Grab both of those, and then there's a little bit more loot to pick up. Gotta get within 500 meters to be able to grab it. Alright, so now we actually came here for the purpose of talking to you. Can I... No, I was... Curious if I could just get up from my seat to talk to my crew, but I don't think I can.
Thanks for the help with the Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate.
Austin Rake is dead. The Ragana survived. Actually, I ran into some complications. Who exactly is Ecliptic? Why were you attacked by Ecliptic?
You know what? I have no idea, and it's frustrating the hell out of me.
Ha
I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been so many, I've lost count.
Alright, fair. Austin Rake is dead. The Ragana survived.
No kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rake's taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear?
Yep. About time. Best decision you ever made. Don't respond well to threats. It's about time.
Better stow that crap before you make me change my mind. Now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Okay. Report to the Vigilance. Okay, so we are going back to the Vigilance at this point. So I guess we are going back more than I thought we would be. When he's just like, you don't contact me. Apparently we do. Alright, let's dock.
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
And board. Alright, we can see if Andrea wants to talk. Because she's my follower.
Of this ship comforting.
Greetings, Captain.
What did you need?
Okay. I haven't asked about your personal questions in a while. But nothing new. That's all for now.
Thank you for asking. All right then.
Also, her eyes are like half shut, like she's asleep. It's weird. I'm just gonna walk past you. Is this deaf recruit?
Pardon.
Okay, so I am reporting back to him. So evidence goes to her, but reporting in goes to Ikande.
We got the message from the Ragana about Austin Rake. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for.
I'm glad he surrendered. I didn't want to kill anyone, innocent or otherwise. Would have been fine killing Rake myself, but I didn't want to traumatize the crew. I risked my cover to do it, so you better appreciate it. Any point in trying to get Rake to give up information about the fleet?
That's something we're looking into, but it doesn't seem like he knows much. He might be better served as bait. For now, we'll keep him in the brig. Perhaps you could pay him a visit there sometime? I'm sure he'd be pleased to see you.
Using him as bait, I think, would involve letting people know he's alive, and that would be bad for me. So I don't like that idea. I'm glad he survived. I didn't want to kill anyone, innocent or otherwise.
That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
We did our best not to cross the line, but the more we do, the more we risk exposing the deception.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack neighbor ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem.
That was a risky move. That was a clever way to ensure Neva's trust. I could have died out there. The Cliff doesn't have a problem with attacking Crimson Fleet.
They are mercenaries for hire. If they are paid enough money, Ecliptic would attack the Vigilance. It wasn't terribly difficult to convince them to attack an isolated Crimson Fleet ship. Just expensive.
It was a clever way to ensure Neva's trust.
Ah, so I take it you have good news. Were you able to join the fleet?
It does seem like I passed their initial test. It was a clever plan. The fleet doesn't suspect a thing. It's a miracle the whole thing worked. It was a clever plan. The fleet doesn't suspect a thing.
It's a dangerous plan, and you came awfully close to killing an innocent crew.
No, I didn't.
Luckily, you have a good head on your shoulders, and did the right thing. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on a good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet.
Everything's going according to plan. These idiots don't suspect a thing. What do you know about Neva?
The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her.
Alright, everything's going according to plan.
Yes. You pass your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda?
I was told to go meet Neva at the key. I got coordinates to the Crimson Fleet base. Lie, Neva wants me to meet near Europa again. Shouldn't I get off of the Vigilance before my cover's blown?
The Vigilance is equipped with one of the most advanced intelligence suites in the UC fleet. Nothing slips through. You can rest assured, if the Crimson Fleet had any access to our whereabouts or had infiltrated our security, we'd know. As long as you're here, your identity is safe.
Okay. So again, we've got, I like our choices that we've had for whether to do things the Crimson Fleet way or the SysDef way. Here we can intentionally lie to our boss about what the plan with Neva is, which is cool. It does look like there might be a split or choosing sides or whatever, that I could potentially side with the Crimson Fleet. I don't know if that's true, but it does look like that's an option. I'm not going to, but if they did program the game that way, that's cool. I was told to meet Neva at the key.
Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background.
Good.
I want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
What is there to know? He is pirate scum, like all of them.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the key.
Okay.
This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
Okay, so he gave me some information about a couple of these people. Medical supplies that I can sell off, I'm sure. Neva Morta. Age 32, short-fused, temperamental, intense incendiary. Neva Mora was born and raised in Neon and orphaned at a young age. She spent most of her youth getting arrested for crimes ranging from simple assault to grand larceny and was a frequent visitor at the SysDef prison. At 22, she stowed away on a transport to Aquila City, was eventually recruited to the Crimson Fleet. Addendum. As more information on Crimson Fleet captains is gathered, additional profiles will be added to Commander Ikande's office terminal. Delgado, age 44, clever, shrewd, careful, calculating. Originally hailing from Aquila City, Delgado fell into crime at a young age. Despite being born into wealth, his parents exiled him in hopes of correcting the behavior, yet this only served to increase his criminal behavior, culminating in the theft of a cargo ship, which he used to initiate himself into the Crimson Fleet. Delgado is a shrewd, clever leader who isn't prone to rash judgment. He keeps tight rein on the Crimson Fleet, but he's given his pirates enough latitude to do what they do best. And Adler Kemp, age 45, hot-headed, competent, seasoned. Adler is a Crimson Fleet ship captain operating out of Sidonia. His hot-headed nature means Adler is easily provoked, which has gotten him into numerous scrapes. Despite this flaw, Adler is a seasoned ship captain, and in most cases, he can use his battle prowess to escape sticky situations. Addendum. As more information on Crimson Fleet captains is gathered, additional profiles will be added to Commander Akande's office terminal. Let's see if we can find that office terminal, see what other information there is. Ship information, UC Vigilance, SysDef, Captain Akande, Lieutenant Jillian Toft is first officer, bridge officer, Armin Petrovsian, and Phobos, asteroid, temperature cold, Vigilance is scheduled to be in the Sol system for an extended period to focus on technical upgrades and mission planning. Mast has been notified of their position. Do not believe that is... No, that is his computer. The one he was standing by, at least.
I'm sure the commander is pleased.
Maybe their new information will show up there, but currently there isn't any new information. Alright, so now we go to join the actual pirates at their main base. That was cool.
To be back in our own ship.
This way.
Hey, you need something?
Alright, so I think I'm actually going to call it quits here. We've been streaming for approaching 4 hours, and I think we can start up next session with actually diving into this quest line by going to the Crimson Fleet, which seems like a good starting point. So I hope you all had fun and enjoyed this, and we will continue probably in 2 weeks. Starfield is mainly an every 2 weeks thing. Maybe I'll see how my schedule works. I'll try and get as many Fridays as I can, but usually it's an every other week thing. So, see you guys then.